Welcome to a special episode of The Grass is Greener. I'm your host, Paul Greene, and I'm doing this episode from a airport lounge in Ottawa. I just finished wrapping a movie, so you might hear some background noise, but the intention here is to create little episodes more regularly of me answering some questions, and I decided I didn't promote this in any way, so it may be an interesting start, but I will just share some things I'm going through, some things I'm grateful for, things that are happening in the world. But I've been doing podcasts. We're on season 2, and just wanted to be able to give you a shorter little snack, an audio snack. So this intention, this is more for audio, but I am going to be taking some questions from a YouTube audience. So this is streaming live on YouTube as well. And I'll take the audio later from this for the podcast. So I'm not seeing any questions yet, but I just want to give you a little bit of a recap of kind of my last couple weeks here. So I've been in Ottawa filming a movie called Christmas CEO that's written by Anna White. Funny story, Anna White used to have pictures of me from LL Bean in her place. And when she saw some of my Hallmark stuff, she reached out and said, hey, or she was excited that we had the opportunity to work together, as was I. Now, I can't see any comments, and I don't know why. If you're watching, let me know where you're watching from as you come in. So we just wrapped last night at 1:30 in the morning. Didn't get to sleep till 3 because I was talking to Kate for over an hour and my mom, and then packing. I have quite a bit of stuff that I accumulated in my in my apartment, from water purifiers. Hello, Teresa. To coffee makers, to bowls so I can make big salads. While I was here, I was on the Whole30 diet. I guess it's a diet, but it's a way of eating where you eat. Hi, Shirley. Yeah, let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to take this off of my phone for one. Deborah's here from South Carolina. So I had done a 10-day detox from Dr. Mark Hyman just before I left. Those videos are coming soon here on YouTube. And during the time before and after, what's up, Italy? How you doing? Well, before and after, I was also doing Whole30, which is a way of eating that is whole foods based and nothing packaged, nothing processed. No sugar, no wheat, no dairy, nothing packaged. Hi, Jeanette. Hey, Teresa. So if you hit the like button as you come in on YouTube, that would be cool. So if you're just joining, I'm doing a podcast episode and also recording the video with you, but I have my good quality mic. Hopefully you can hear me really good-ish quality. You're going to hear an announcement for a plane soon, and it might be my plane. I got to keep an eye on the time. This will probably be about a 15 or 20 minute chat. Yes, Kelly, I'm on my way home. And I was just sharing a bit about my experience here in Ottawa, which is only my second time here. I came here when I was 19 or 20 for my cousin Greg's wedding. And he and I actually went golfing a couple days ago, Greg Klusterman, on my mom's side. And they did the math. There's something like 60 kids between them. Kelly, it was nice to meet you too. Kelly Brassington on YouTube is saying nice to meet you. I met a lot of folks in Ottawa while I was here. Some drove and flew from the States and all over just to hear a concert I did at the Mill Street Pub, which was really fun. I had rented a Bose system from Long & McQuaid, which is an absolutely incredible music store in Canada, a chain that rents things. So I rented cables and stands and everything. They were awesome. Big shout out to those guys. Very affordable and so incredible. So I met some great people there at Long McQuaid. I know Jack Wagner on One Calls a Heart always gets a guitar rented for him while he's in Vancouver filming rather than bring his own. Yeah, I always bring my own. I love my guitar too much to rent, but you can try out some cool guitars when you're renting. So Christmas CEO is the film for Hallmark that we finished. And let me get back to that. Last night we wrapped at 1:30 in the morning. My co-star was Marisol Nichols, and she's in a new movie recently in the Saw series. I forget what it's called. It's called Spin or something like that, with Samuel Jackson and Chris Rock. But she also has been on Riverdale for a few seasons at the beginning, or maybe all seasons, but I don't think she's currently on it. But it was great working with her. She's super pro, great actor, really connected. And she also is passionate about, and she has a new show she's creating to raise some awareness around human trafficking. And there's she's also working with Operation Underground Railroad. And if you've come to my Sunday concerts for this month of October, we're donating the stars from the Facebook gospel sessions to this. And then we also have a separate fundraiser set up that Ruth helped me set up. So that's an exciting thing. And the director's name is Jonathan Wright, who I've never worked for before. I guess we almost worked together with a movie with Lacey Chabert, but it never happened. He was incredibly cool. Such a good director. Gave a lot of freedom, get a lot of play. And as an actor, when somebody, that relationship is almost like a coach in a way. They need to know, how do they support your talents, right? How do they help you thrive under pressure, which is when they yell action. There can be pressure. I was very present during this movie to the fact that I almost felt no pressure. It was just pleasure and fun. I was prepared, of course, read the script a bunch and knew my words pretty good. But better yet, I've been in acting class for almost, I'd say, 20 months consistently with Greg, and it's the Path, Greg Sims' Path. Actually, when I was in When Calls a Heart last year, I found him. And it's a really unique technique, and the best thing is it is a technique. And so I approach the work very consistently with this approach, and I've noticed so much freedom in it. Freedom in the container of rules, which is a really unique thing. And, because acting is so specific, and I've had many teachers over my years that I just love. Margie Haber, Sandy Marshall. There's been a lot of teachers around that I've spent a lot of time with, getting to where I am. Susan Batson, Uta Hagen, and different teachers along the way to have taught me different things. And so I guess, like, if you're an athlete performing, you have different techniques, and acting is very similar to that. And then at the very moment, it's just how present can you be with the other actor, and how can you best serve and support and show up for them, which is the way I act anyway. Script was great. Anna White created a really special script. I felt really excited and grateful to be a part of telling a story that was so fleshed out. And our producing team here in Canada were super pro, and I think they've done 100 movies since COVID, seriously, with no incident. So we were, everybody was very protected. We're tested 3 times a week, and we were, very much, the priority was our safety. And it was nerve-wracking, because even coming across from the States, the week going up to it, I was in Nashville recording my record, which, by the way, I heard. Mark sent me my whole album yesterday, and I've heard it all the way. I'm going to be listening to it and giving notes on the plane. And I'm so proud of this record. Like, I thought it was going to be good, but what I just got sent to me on Dropbox to listen to, and then we're going to get it mastered, and a couple of mixing tweaks, but we're almost there. And thanks, Bonita. And so that's a really exciting event that's coming, is the release of my new record. Still working on the name, but there's going to be 11 or 12 songs on there. I might release the song Come Holy Spirit as a single separate from the album. I'm just not certain that it's exactly the vibe of the whole record, but we'll see. Thanks to Kanye West, he's made it in a sense that you can have spiritual songs on just on a regular album, and it's totally normal and accepted, and not like, what's that doing there? So I may do it, not because of Kanye, but because it makes sense. But so that's exciting. And then Kendall Johnson took the 2.5-hour concert I did in Nashville and really made it sound and look good. So I will be sharing that full-length concert in Nashville. I'm so proud of how it sounds and looks. On YouTube, for the members first, I'm going to find a way to do that, and for my VIP members on Facebook, we're going to find a way to screen it. But I'm also starting a Patreon, and that's probably where I'll premiere it first, and then the members on Facebook will get like chunks of it. So I'm still working on a Patreon membership that I can do a listening party for my record and songwriting workshops, and more like a lunch with Paul every month on Zoom. So we're creating another fan experience on Patreon, which is just a slightly different platform that allows certain things. Because YouTube and Facebook take 30% of everything, which is quite a big chunk, I would say. So many big things going on. I just wanted to capture this, and I'm going to use this audio for a podcast. Ruth Hill, my assistant, actually said, why don't you do, she had a great idea. She's got many ideas. I think she sends me 5 ideas a day. And during this filming, I haven't been able to act on anything. I've just been single focused. But I'm going to be doing, if you're just joining, more of these shorter bites and taking the audio and putting it on the podcast, on the Grass is Greener. And if you're not aware of my podcast, it's on Apple and iTunes, called The Grass is Greener with Paul Greene, and we're on season 2 now, where there's 13 or 14 episodes there. So check that out. Most of my co-stars I've interviewed, and a couple of singers, and Zach Bush has agreed to come on, and Justin Baldoni has agreed to come on, and I'm going to have Paul Campbell and a few others down the pipe here. Should probably get Marisol on at some point, and we'll talk about her, what she's passionate about. But there'll be chats like this with you guys, and if you have any questions that might trigger something, that was kind of the idea. So yeah, Zach Bush, thanks Super Cater Todd. Yeah, Zach Bush is he is a triple board certified doctor that really understands not the virome and the gut biome, which is so misunderstood. We just try to vaccinate and antibiotic and blast every virus or bacteria when we need to find a way to work with them, and rather than just destroy everything. And so he's a genius and a prophet, I feel. And he's got an actual climate plan exactly, and he has a regenerative farm. We're also connected to a regenerative farm project in Mexico. Kate and I are. So those are all big things going on. And of course I am expecting a little baby boy shortly, in 6 weeks. And I've been apart from Kate for the last 3 weeks, which is kind of tough because she's in her 6th month here pregnancy, but it's been going good. She's had no sickness and very little issues in her body. So excited to report that Kate is a super trooper. She's an Aussie, and Aussies are just tough as. So I got to keep up to her sometimes. She's actually a little tough to keep up. She's hard to keep up to. She's a worker, man. Before I met her, I think I played my guitar, read books, and exercised. That was my thing. And now I think I have 7 companies going or something. Something like that. And Kate's responsible for many of those. If you're just listening, Kate and I also do a monthly membership program, like a platform that we coach live once together on Zoom with all the members, and then I do a Facebook Live later, and we cover a topic every month. We just came off of a year of doing it a certain way, and now we're tweaking that. It's an education platform, body, mind, and spirit, and many people have released 70, 80 pounds of weight in their past, and have found huge transformation in our programs, and we're excited. We're really excited about the offerings that we have there and the tribe that's there, and that's an ongoing membership for $24.99. You could join at any time, cancel at any time, and you'll get some. Kate's a Tony Robbins coach, strategic intervention coach, and she's also a NLP practitioner. She's doing her master's right now. So that's really good at interrupting sabotages and patterns, which is what we're both really passionate about. And I bring to you my favorite fitness and lifestyle hacks that make, like there's a podcast I'm listening to about how to breathe properly through your nose and why everybody's sick, and a big part of it is how we breathe. I'm going to actually share that into the Facebook portal before I get on my flight. So if you're just joining or listening, I'm in Ottawa, about to fly to Toronto, and then I connect and I get into Los Angeles later tonight. I've been in Ottawa filming Christmas CEO for Hallmark, and super excited to get some artwork for my new album and get back to nesting and preparing for this little boy to come. Kate's thanks, Julie. Kate's past 6 months. Well, she's not. I guess she's 7.5 months. Right, we have 6 weeks to go. Right. Don't ask me about months. Thanks, Julie. So Kate's in. We only have 6 weeks to go till this little guy comes, which is wild. But I'm also almost finished a book I started a while ago called 52 Ways to Be the Dad You Wish You Had. It's been a several-year process, and it's a little handbook for dads, written from the perspective and the advice from my dad and my coach and then my son. Not from an expert, but as from the role of a father and an adventure seeker. So that book's coming shortly. Ruth is also helping me get that edited and sorted so that we can get it to another editor and get it moving. So many projects. Holy smokes. Well, that's some of the updates. There's even more, but I'm just going to leave it at that unless one comes to me. I'm sure, of course, Christmas Con and Rama Drama are coming in December and January. And the movie we filmed is going to air on November 26th. So there is no shortage of things going on. I do have a Shopify store if you want to pick up a CD or hat or bag. And then on YouTube, there's a store you can grab some shirts and things too. But my main hub is paulgreene.com, www.paulgreene.com, and you can find all the goodies there. I have a text service that you can sign up for where you get notified when I go live, because I go live every Friday and every Sunday. Fridays YouTube, Sundays Facebook. And I've been doing that for 330 concerts by now, since I would say in the last couple years here, since Hallmark asked me to do a live for One Calls a Heart at the beginning of 2020. I think it was April. It might have been April 2019, actually. April, May, June, July. It's hard to say. Yeah. It was season 7 of... I'm actually not sure which season it was. But anyway, they asked me to do a live. And that started this series of lives that I've now been doing consistently. Yeah, thanks, Fatima. So that's my update, and I really learned quite a bit on this movie. You know, I'm always, even at my age, I'm in my 40s, and I find there's so much to learn from so many people. And so I try my best to ask a lot of questions, and like my driver, Ron, he was a positive guy, and I said, what makes you positive? He goes, forgetting yesterday. It was just such a beautiful, simple answer that I really appreciated. So always asking great questions is sort of what I'm playing with, and I'm listening to audiobooks and reading and podcasts and quite regularly. I'm very hungry to learn, right? Forgetting yesterday. I mean, yesterday's beautiful, but like forgetting the parts of yesterday that seem to sabotage you or hold you in a place of resentment or bitterness or self-righteousness or unforgiveness, which is, yesterday is it's in the past, and we actually act as if it's real, and even the future is not real. All we have is right now, this present moment together. So I should hop off. I've been on about 20 minutes. I got a feeling my plane's going to be announcing any second to board off to Toronto for a connection that'll take me home to Los Angeles to be with my family. Oliver's in Texas visiting his family there. And so we have 6 weeks here to nest and get things sorted for the little guy coming. But lots of exciting things. Make sure you join our newsletter and the text service if you want to be updated about things coming. And if you could do me a favor and hit the like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. There's a membership here on YouTube. You can get fun emojis and behind the scenes. I'm going to be releasing some behind the scenes from this album and my previous album. But thank you so much for tuning in, and again for you listening on iTunes. This has just been a short on the run, Grass is Greener, and so please subscribe here and leave a review and a comment. That really helps with the algorithm. It seems like everything is so much algorithm, but if you haven't written a nice review yet on the iTunes Grass is Greener, if you would do that for me, I would so appreciate it. And feel free to share this video too. But this is going to be as an audio once we strip the audio from this for later. So thank you for subscribing. And I like to end this with always to please remember to be kind and loving and tender and gentle toward yourself in your thoughts on purpose. The quality of your thoughts really does determine the quality of your experience in life. And so I'm really passionate about that voice in your head and the words that you speak, because your words you speak create your world that you see. And the thoughts in your head really determine the quality of the experience that you get to enjoy on this short stint of blip of time in the history of humanity that we're lucky enough to experience and know each other. This will be gone soon. Everyone you know will die. And what is it that your life meant? Like, did it make a difference that you were here? I think about that question quite a bit. I'm like, why am I here on this planet at this time with this political circus and there seems to be so much beauty and new experiences in the world, but also a lot of hurt and pain for some people, and never from what I can understand have we been so divided as a country. And that's what shattered all empires in the past, from China to Rome to Turkish to the Dutch Empire, is when the nations become divided, and we are divided. So the United States of America, even though I'm Canadian, I live in the States, will not survive if it stays divided. So one of my missions is to remind people that even though you might disagree with somebody, there still could be value you can learn from what they're sharing. And you don't have to agree with everything. And just because somebody has a few ideas that you might think are whack doesn't mean you discard them or stop talking to them or unfollow them or never call them. Just like, yeah, they have some different ideas and they might not fit with your morals or your ideas, but I feel it's so crucial that we find a way to bridge some of this gap, or else we will completely dissolve and disintegrate, really, as a nation and as a people. Because when we are at war with one another, then it won't be long before whatever, if you want to call it an American empire, which I find is ridiculous, but at least a nation of opportunity will be gone. If we continue this way of hating one another and spreading hate. So don't forward those emails that make one politician look terrible and the other, just stop. It's all lies on all sides. They're selling you pharmaceutical drugs for your anxiety that they're creating. So find something to learn. Like, find a great book or a YouTuber that you find is interesting, or an author that you love, or some music, and just turn off the hate, please. It starts with us, right? And stop sharing those emails or Facebook posts that are just tearing down the other side. It's just rubbish. Okay, that is my short 25-minute podcast episode. I'm glad many of you joined here on YouTube to be a part of this. I'll probably do this. This is easy. This is fun for me. Stream of consciousness. I'll show you. I'm just looking out the window at just an empty runway. Whenever I see a control tower like that, I think of my dad. I fly airplanes. I got my pilot's license when I was young, and very familiar with airplanes and airports. And there's 14 pilots in my family, and I'm very comfortable at airports. I have 2 million miles just on American, and I've flown myself close to 370 hours in my own airplane. I had my own airplane for about a decade when I was young, in my 20s. So there's a lot of nostalgia around airports. It makes me miss my dad when I'm here. So breathe through your nose, nice and slow and deep and long. And check out the podcast if you're in our membership. I'll try and share it on Twitter too. There's a really great podcast I'm listening to from Lewis Howes on breathing that I'm going to share into our Freedom Portal, which is a membership we have, Kate and I, a monthly membership where we share all kinds of goodies. So thank you so much. And remember to please subscribe and share and like this video. And I'll catch you soon. And those listening on The Grass is Greener, thank you so much. There's so many reviews and comments, and they make a big difference. So until next time, remember that the grass is greener where you water it. The grass is not greener on the other side. So nurture and take care of those that you love and the things that you love.